Hi.
I just looked at the light. And
Good
then
morning.
Looked down and it was painful.
Don't look directly into the light.
Well, that happened.
Hi, Sojourn.
Hi.
Pastor Kate here.
It's been a week.
And Pastor Colby. I said Pastor Kate as though it was me. Pastor Kate and Colby here.
Like I said, it's been a week,
Yeah.
guys. It's been a week.
Thanks for being here with us this morning.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're going to do today?
Yeah, well, I think most of y'all have grown up in church where the world happening out there is somehow made separate from what we do at church. And so you show up on a Sunday morning when world events have happened and it's kind of not addressed and you kind of feel crazy. And business goes on as usual because no matter what, he is on his throne, right? And it's just not how we do with Sojourn. And the very first time there was a shaky world event after Sojourn was started, we were like, when we show up on Sunday after those times, we should just not business as usual. We should cancel all plans and just address what happened. And so that's what we've done every single time. And so this week, obviously, as you know, as white supremacists stormed the Capitol, we said, okay, not business as usual. So today and we've come to call those Sundays Soul Care Sundays.
Soul Care Sunday.
It's a Soul Care Sunday. Our souls need caring for because we live in a culture that breeds soul sickness. White supremacy makes our souls sick. World event. The culture that we live in of domination and destruction makes our souls sick. And so we need to show up together and care for our souls, not only so that we can be well inside, but so that we can go out and make this culture that is so sick and breeds so much sickness, so we can make it well, so that we can heal our culture and be agents of change in that way. And to do that, we have to do the inner work too. And so we want to call ourselves to action. Do we have that link for our call to action? Did we get that?
We will have that
Done?
by the next segment.
Okay. So we want to be a church that acts like the church, that does the work, that shows up to action in the world, to making the world a better place. And what is clear all the time, but is made even more clear as time goes on, was made clear this week, is that in our world, in our country, black bodies are not safe. And so our call to action this morning is to do work to make black bodies in America safe. And each and every one of us can do our part. And this morning, we want to specifically call you into action towards reproductive justice. And Colby's going to put a link. Will it be like they click it in the comments?
We can do both. We'll drop it in the comment section and we'll
that.
put it on the screen.
And they'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
We're going to put a link on there for you to donate what resources you have. And we know this is such a rough time financially for everyone. But if you are one of the more privileged among us, even the slightest bit, whatever you can give, it matters. Yeah. And the work that Anissa Cornelius is doing at Rehope is making black bodies more safe in our country. And we have plenty of information to tell you more about that, but most of you already know because Anissa has taught us here, and we have done the work to learn what that means. But if you need more info on how reproductive justice makes black bodies more safe in our country, we can give you that information, and we'll post it everywhere. But I encourage you all today to this call to action, to give what resources you have towards this foundation. And again, we will make all these links available for you. But I want to encourage us to give what we have and to do what we can to make this world, this country, more safe for black bodies.
Yeah, so now we're going to thank you for that. We're going to turn it over to our musicians who are going to lead in some music this morning. And you can always get the lyrics to to the songs that the band does on Sunday morning here. You see the link, sojourngrace.com/virtual. We're going to do part of our gathering, our virtual service here is going to be the normal music and what we call collective conversation, where we invite you to interact with us, and we'll do communion at the end. And then in between that moment, we're going to have some time of, like Kate said, really just listening to our souls and leaning into this aspect of caring for it, particularly this morning, as we'll talk about honoring whatever is coming up in our soul and not trying to sever ourselves from that. So we'll talk more about that in a bit.
Okay.
We're glad you're
Love
here.
you all.
I knew when you told me you don't want to go home tonight. You try to just shrug it off when I asked you why. Somebody hurt you, somebody hurt you, but you're here by my side. And I knew, 'cause I can't recall when I was the one in your seat. Still got the scars and they occasionally bleed. Somebody hurt me, somebody hurt me, but I'm staying alive. And I can tell when you get nervous, you think being yourself means being unworthy. And it's hard to love with a heart that's hurting. But if you want to go out dancing, I know a place, I know a place we can go. Everyone's gonna lay down their weapons, lay down their weapons. Just give me trust and watch what'll happen, 'cause I know a place we can run, yeah. Everyone's gonna lay down their weapons, lay down their weapons. Don't you be afraid of love and affection, 'cause right now it's like you're carrying all the weight of your past. I see all your bruises, yellow, dark blue, and black. Baby, your bruises, only your body trying to keep you intact. So right now, I think we should celebrate our body's design. I think we should love our soul and mind. Maybe our purpose is to never give up when we're on the right track. And I can tell when you get nervous, you think being yourself means being unworthy. And it's hard to love with a heart that's hurting. But if you want to go out dancing, I know a place, I know a place we can go. Everyone's gonna lay down their weapon, lay down their weapon. Just give me trust and watch what'll happen, 'cause I know a place we can run. Everyone's gonna lay down their weapon, lay down their weapon. Don't you be afraid of love and affection, just lay down your weapon. They will try to make you unhappy. Don't let them. They will try to tell you you're not free. Don't listen. I know a place where you don't need protection, even if it's only in our imagination. Even if our skin or our guts look different, I believe all human life is significant. I throw my arms open wide in resistance. With every beat I dance my insistence that we will build a place we can go. Everyone's gonna lay down their weapon, lay down their weapon. Just give me trust and watch what'll happen, 'cause I know a place we can run, yeah. Everyone's gonna lay down their weapon, lay down their weapon. Don't you be afraid of love and affection, just lay down your weapon.
I can't hear you.
Laura.
It's okay.
This world.
Okay.
And hopefully now they can hear us.
I
Go
hear
ahead,
you.
Kate.
Am I good? Now can I be heard? Can you hear me, Laura?
Sort of. There's a little bit of an echo.
Well, we can hear Laura really well.
I can hear you though.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Sorry, everybody. Thanks for your patience. Technology, right? Doing virtual church is something. Brings everybody in, but it's hard with technology. So Laura's here to lead us in our call to worship this morning. Laura's one of our board members, and she's going to lead us in this call to worship. So she'll read the leader part, and then we'll all follow with the all.
Okay. All right, let's start. We are here now in this moment. Today is a gift. May we receive it as best we can.
Thank you, God, for life and breath.
We are here now, and that is remarkable because this week has been painful and trying.
Thank you, love, for sustaining us even when everything is breaking.
We are here now, vulnerable and open, trusting that somehow all will be well.
Thank you, Mother, for resilience and strength.
We are here now, hoping to feel what is real and true, that we are beloved children of God.
Thank you, Father, for nurture and embrace.
We are here now, siblings of the divine, a community together, never alone, connected by grace and sustained by kindness.
Thank you, community around me, for inviting me to seek justice, leave shame behind, and join you in the dance of love. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Laura. See you.
Watch over us. Watch over us. My hands are tied. My strength is gone. Mama, your baby's shrouded in sorrow. You've had your time. Who has tomorrow? So watch over us. Watch over us. Father, your sickness lives here in me. Don't need no crown. Don't need no glory. You've had your life. That ain't my story. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down, sometimes I'm almost level to the ground. but my baby's sleeping, sleeping in peace. So watch over us, watch over us. So watch over us, watch over us.
Testing, testing. Okay.
Now you have voice.
Okay. Okay. When sorrow rolls in like the sea,
And when peace is like a gentle river,
it is well.
somehow, someway,
All shall be well. All things shall be well.
though we are shaken,
We hold on to steady hearts.
and we trust love to keep making us new.
It is well.
Somehow, someway,
All shall be well. All things shall be well.
may we do our part today
To make this world safe
with kindness.
and fierceness.
We will work together to make all things new.
It is well.
Somehow, someway.
All things shall be no. All shall be well. All things shall be well.
Oh, that's everyone's favorite segment, the Huck and Fable moment. Hi again, me. Sorry, I'm a bit frazzled. The 2 weeks in a row of running into technical complications. I was good with week 1, 2 weeks, like, no. I give myself 1 grace period. I'm kidding. I'm not that hard on myself. Hi, this is Collective Conversation. This is the time in the gathering where we invite you to respond to these random questions that we pull out of a deck of cards here, and Pastor Kate always has the option to not read the question if she doesn't like it. But we'd love to just interact with you. So Kate's going to monitor the Facebooks. I'm going to hop over onto YouTube so we can see what you're saying. And let's see what comes up for us.
Yep, that is what we're going to do. See, I just feel that all the technology and frazzledness is just so fitting on these Soul Care Sundays. The week was shit, the world is shit,
Yeah, that's a good point.
so we're shit. I don't know. Yay. All right. This is interestingly similar to last week's What's Your Favorite Gadget, but this is just What's Your Favorite Possession, period. What's your favorite thing that you own of all the things that you own?
I'll say the first thing that came to mind, which is our surround sound.
Sorry, I'm not scoffing at that. That's wonderful, baby.
Thanks for letting me be safe to share.
Sorry, I'm the worst.
No, it's fine.
I'm
It
the
is
actual
funny. It is
worst.
funny that that's the first thing that came to mind on my favorite possession. But I love good, all-consuming theater sound in our movie. The room is laughing at me. Whatever.
They're laughing. No, they're laughing.
Oh, sure.
They're laughing because Mark said your hair just got back from auditioning for a local production of Spring Awakening, which
Nobody cares about the tape.
I have no idea what that means.
Sounded by your hair.
I have no idea what Spring Awakening means.
just your hair.
Thanks, Karen. But yes, Dolby Atmos, like the fully immersive sound, and we've got speakers hung and all the.
Like Greg actually said, can we just replace one of the questions with a conversation about that hair? So we're talking about Colby's hair now, is what's happening. Anyway,
Proceed.
Pros, all of it.
people are saying their dogs and then
Yes,
asking if
back
their
to the-
dogs count. Your dogs count. Irma says her sewing machine. I would have guessed that for her. Oh, Laura says her Nana's wedding ring. Love it. Amanda says her Roomba. Love it. Kevin says his comic book collection. Also love it.
Ooh.
Now I have to keep saying love it after every single one because I started and now I can't stop because then that would be rude. My car, dogs, dogs, dogs.
Dogs.
A sweet
All right.
necklace my husband designed for me. Oh, I want to
Ooh.
see that. Can I see the necklace?
Who said that? Whose was that?
Michelle Nickel. I want to see
I
what
had a
Robert
hunch.
designed for you. Ooh, and puppies and chickens. Actually, I think I have seen it. This is coming back to me now. It feels deja vu.
It's all coming back. It's all
1980 Jeep. Nice. Grown-up toy truck. Yeah. Your Peloton bike. Nice.
Hey, YouTubers, I'm not seeing anybody respond. I
Jazz,
see
I'm in
25
love with
of
my
you watching,
car.
but none of you are responding. I even said, hey,
Susan's-
YouTubers.
Susan said, this week, my bed. That's probably,
Yeah,
honestly, I
that's
laughed
good.
at Colby's sound system, but my bed is probably mine, so you can laugh at me now. It's your sheets. Karen said her sheets. Let's see.
Favorite possession.
Samantha said, having house sat for us recently, you're not wrong about how great it is. So, major affirmation.
Wait, on the
And
bed?
doesn't that make you feel
On the
so
bed or
good?
the sound
No,
system?
your sound system.
Okay, good.
Doesn't that make you feel so
It
good
does,
inside?
yes, it does. Thanks, Samantha.
Yeah, we do have a pretty legit system.
Oh, Laura, who just did the call to worship for us over on YouTube, she says that her musical keyboard, not computer keyboard. She wanted to clarify.
Oh, I love this. Sammy said her dog-eared copy of Jane Eyre that she's had since she was 11. I love that.
That's a great answer.
Photo box my daughter gave me. That's awesome, Desiree. Alyssa, so many toys.
Almost banjo.
It's a banjo player out there.
Man, y'all have amazing possessions. A bracelet your mom gave you. Robotic litter box.
Oh, I see you, YouTubers. Now you're popping up. Dan Barnett says his guitars.
What's a robotic
Is there
litter
one that you
box,
like more
and
than the
how
others?
do I get one?
It's the claw goes. And it just pulls
That's amazing.
the waste.
This is something I spend a lot of money trying to deal with the litter situation. It's very gross. I don't like it. I'm very much a cat person, except for that. That sucks.
Camille on YouTube says that she says, "Are cats?" Question mark. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I count them as possessions.
I know,
That's
right,
fair.
Camille?
Do you
But people were
possess your
saying
cats?
dogs, so I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not
Dogs
really
want to be
possessions, are
possessed.
they?
Our dog wants to be possessed, and one of our cats is possessed. This one? I'm drinking out of one of Karen's favorite possessions. With it. This is the one I grab like almost every Sunday. Thanks, friend of Karen, for making this mug.
Also, I'm conscious of the fact that we got distracted by all the tech issues and didn't yet give you that link that you need for the call to action.
Oops.
So we're gonna work on that and get that for you. We have a while to go. All right, should we do one more card? I love.
Yeah, YouTuber stuffed unicorn from Becky. Stuffed unicorn that smells like lavender. That is a wonderful possession, and if you have it, it should be one of your favorites. Dan Barnett clarified his hollow body Telecaster. Cherry red takes the #1 spot of all his guitars.
I love
And
these.
Holly Houston, my wedding ring that was made from my Nana's. That's super dope.
That's really cool.
That's a great possession.
Huh?
Vanessa's
Ooh,
pressed
let's read it.
rose from my first bouquet of roses my dad gave me when I turned 14.
Oh.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, Matthew's pointing out my pressed rose from the first bouquet of roses my dad gave me when I turned 14. That's beautiful.
Tony, his Dyson cordless vacuum.
Y'all are
That's
fun.
that would be a great possession to have.
Y'all are so fun. I like you.
All right, another question?
What? This one? I know my answer to this one. I don't want to share it. But I don't have to. Y'all
You
can
don't have
answer.
to. Yeah.
What characteristic are you most known for?
What characteristic?
What you don't want to say.
Fiery.
Yeah.
Am I being fiery about that?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I'm just kidding. What characteristic? So maybe not physical characteristic. Maybe.
Is that what you're most known for? I don't know. The question is just what are you most known for?
Yeah, because my hair did come up, which I'm
I wanna do
glad.
this
I am
next
glad
question.
for. I really am. I love the
Yes,
hairs.
it's good hair. You should be grateful. You should be grateful.
What characteristic? Well, in my family, I'm known for my jokes. Not because anyone likes them. Nobody, all of the kids, just infinite eye roll at me. I was thinking
Karen
about
and I had
yesterday.
a long conversation about your humor the other day, so
Yeah, we care.
yeah. We deeply care about your humor.
In the way that like you care for someone who's, never mind.
How self-aware people are.
Yeah, are they? Okay, let's read everybody else's.
Self-aware.
Yeah.
Okay. Really bad puns. Is that your dad? That's your dad. Karen's dad.
I can relate to that.
Being understated? Really? You're joking. Amanda's joking.
Oh yeah, Amanda Wallace.
You're
I don't
so
know that
funny.
she's
You're known for what you just did. That's what you're known for.
understated.
I love you. Pedro's his dad jokes. Too.
Pedro, see?
Yeah.
I knew I liked that guy.
Being a loyal friend. I love that, Kevin. Okay.
I'm thinking of myself in different seasons of my life, and I'm conscious of how I think I've been known for different characteristics throughout different parts of my life.
Yes.
And I really don't know what it is right now. I could answer maybe previous versions ago. I think it's one of those where maybe it needs to simmer for a bit, and you need to have people reflect it back to you as you sort of are in a new iteration of yourself. And it's
Yeah.
only maybe in hindsight that you're like, oh, I have become a person who is now known for this sort of thing.
That makes sense. So the peoples are great. Greg said sass. And I love you, Greg. Laura said probably for being artistic. Love it. Tony, lack of shame. LOL. Love it. Desiree said being very social. Jazz said being long-winded, question mark. And then this emoji. I love you. Michelle Nichols said maybe hugs. I definitely agree hugs. Then she listed some other things, but it's hugs.
Just
I
stick with
promise.
hugs.
It's hugs. Your hugs are my favorite thing.
Characteristic.
Now I'm gonna cry. Jesse said creativity, always doing artsy stuff. Hashtag Enneagram 4s for the win. Let's see, what else? I don't know how to answer this, but everyone thinks I'm a Ravenclaw when I'm actually a Hufflepuff, so maybe being smart, question mark. I love you, Samantha. Swearing, anxiety, existential angst. I love you, Mercy. Same.
Caroline on YouTube says she's most known for laughing so hard while telling stories that people can't understand them. I want to be a storyteller like you. I'm not a good storyteller, I don't believe. Dan Barnett, posting pictures of my cats on Instagram. Like, that's the characteristic you're most known for?
That's awesome. Can I follow
Hey,
your
it's
Instagram?
Dan. That's the guy that posts pictures of cats.
I want to follow your Instagram. What?
I love Camille's on YouTube.
Where's Camille's?
Camille says borderline shady humor.
I want to hang out with you.
And immaculate GIF and meme usage.
He shares that.
I love
He shares that,
picking-
Camille. That
I
was,
either
that
love-
was Camille 2,
Yeah,
or that was
that
someone
was also
else?
Camille. It was Camille 1.
Damn.
I also love looking for the perfect GIF. And sometimes the perfect gift is the one that has nothing to do with the conversation. You just bring in the rando, drop it in, and that can really take
Like
the
when I
conversation
out of
to all
nowhere
sorts
sent
of
you guys
places.
the one of the cat,
The cat
knocking
flying into the tree.
down.
Wah! Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah. Okay, so I think around Sojo, one of the characteristics I'm most known for is people think that I care too much about like how things go and look and sound and feel.
We just think that.
Yeah.
We just have this perception.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
where that
just
came from, but I'm
misperception.
known for that. But I have nothing to say after the but.
This has been fun.
Yeah, thank you for conversing with us collectively.
All right. We are going to have one more song, right, before we move into some of our practice?
Yeah.
Okay, so during that song, you and I, one job to do is to get those links up for
Okay.
people, okay? So during this next song, we will get those links. Call to action, donate if you can at all. And then, and on our website is also all the information you need for what you're donating toward. And so we'll get you all the links you need for that. And then after this song, you want to talk about what we'll do next?
Yeah, so one of the things we wanted to spend some time today with, if you're just joining us recently and you missed this introduction at the top of the hour, is we're calling this a Soul Care Sunday. And the idea here is that we're conscious of how, as humans, we are a trinity of parts: mind, body, and soul. And oftentimes, the soul maybe is the one we forget to pay attention to. And we know that because then it gets our attention when it has been neglected, or when things of the world impact us at just deep levels. They don't impact our body. Like the storming of the Capitol didn't impact my body. It impacted my mind a little bit insofar as just sort of the cognitive dissonance of it all, but really it's the sort of the unease that you feel somewhere in your being. That's soul saying, yeah, something's not right here.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, if you missed it, this culture that we live in, this white supremacy culture, makes us sick. White supremacy makes our souls sick.
So we wanted to hold some space for that and do some practices around that, listening to the soul, naming it, and honoring what comes up. So we'll do that after this next song. Sound good?
Cool. Yep.
All right.
When you are tired, when you are alone, when peace is a river, it's distant and cold. There in the mist, there on the wind, there like a promise is where you begin. Water and fire, quiet my soul. Look to the mountains, be still and know all you have needed, all that you own is water and fire, is heaven and home. When you are waiting, when you are alone, when joy is a fountain, weary to flow, there on the desert, there in the deep, there like a sacred, dark secrets you keep. Water and fire, quiet my soul. Look to the mountains, be still and know all you have needed, and all that you own is water and fire, is heaven and home. Water and fire, quiet my soul. Look to the mountains, be still and know all you have needed, and all that you own is water and fire, is heaven and home. If love is an ocean, then all that I know, lead and I'll follow. Where you go, I go.
So for the next few moments together, we're going to have sort of two main portions of our virtual service. And the first part here is to I guess I'm calling it attending to the soul or listening. Providing opportunity for distractions to fall by the wayside, or allowing yourself to notice what might be going on. The point here is to just sort of listen and pay attention to your soul, which is honestly, unless you have a lot of practice doing it, is not really always an intuitive or natural or easy thing to do. And so that's part of the point of spiritual practices, is that you just practice the things that you can do, and one day you might be able to do more, but it becomes easier, but it's still practice. And so what we're going to do here is, in a minute, we're going to do a little bit of breathing. And again, the breathing has a way of just getting us grounded into the moment, into the here and now, and eliminate some of the distraction. And the point of this segment here is to notice what your soul might be saying or trying to say, or what your soul has been feeling this week. Some of us may not need a whole lot of work to notice what our soul has been feeling this week. It's right there it's just right there in the front of your consciousness. Others, and this would be more true for myself, maybe it's such a tangled mix of things that you have had a hard time really isolating and locating. What am I feeling right now? What is this? What has been stirred up in my soul this week? So that's the goal of this. We're going to try and figure out what is it that we're feeling or have been feeling. What are some of the words or ideas that come to mind as it relates to our soul? And then the second segment that we'll get to in a bit is to name those together and honor those. And we'll have a practice around that when we get there. But for now, let me just we'll walk us through sort of this first attempt here of just sort of quieting down our monkey minds so we can hear what our soul might be saying.
Yeah, so there's a lot racing through us because no other part of life stops when big things happen. So we just keep being bombarded by so much life. So we're just going to slow it down, just have less racing through us right now. Less thought. Not that you can stop thoughts from coming, and not that you should judge them when they come, but just bring our bodies to a state of less. And also just get into our bodies. Cole talked earlier about how it's our souls that are made sick by these situations. And I know that nothing physically happened to our bodies, but it's all connected, right? And so we do have a bodily response. I know that my body has physically been responding this week. And so we're just going to take a moment to intentionally connect to those things. And we do that with our breath, right? It's how we get embodied. The breath is such a powerful tool for embodied spirituality, embodied mindfulness. So just take a moment to be very conscious of your breath, to really focus on it, and to intentionally do it slowly. We can do that together, but of course, your body is yours, so at your own pace. Let's just take some slow, deep breaths together. Moments of stress, my chest, heart center area here it really struggles. It goes fast and pumps hard and is tight. Maybe you can notice for you where in your body stress takes place. For me, it's right here. And could you just put your hands to that place and hold your own body there, and then breathe around it and through it.
We live in a world of constant distraction, and even now, wherever you're at, in a dining room, in the living room, in your bedroom, odds are there are multiple sounds and sensations that are clamoring for your attention. Especially those of you who share living space with others, spouse, partner, kids. So the idea here of trying to find a moment of stillness, which we're going to have here in just a second, might be a bit unreachable. I understand that. Might not be real practical. But to the extent that you're able, to the extent that you can, even now as I'm talking, maybe go close the door or shut off the TV or the radio or Spotify, or is it Kate's mic? Yeah, I was wondering about that. I'm not sure you're unmuted, baby. Yeah, I just need to bump her up a bit because she's on. To the extent that you're able to eliminate sounds, distractions, go into a different room. But again, even I'm conscious of how when we used to meet in person, we would always have children and kids going throughout the whole space. So the goal isn't to have a perfect environment where all distractions are eliminated. But if you can eliminate some here, that would be helpful, because again, we're trying to just sort of look, listen, and notice. And so as we take a few more breaths together, maybe you even have a word. Sometimes those who practice meditation and teach it will give you a mantra or a word to just say and recite over and over again. And it's not because there's anything magical in the recitation of it, but because it gives the mind a particular thing to focus on, which allows the rest of the mind, the unconscious, the subconscious, to be quieted. And so maybe for you, the word this morning is notice. Notice. And so as you breathe in, you're just saying notice. Notice. Because you're trying to notice, what is my soul, what has it been saying, what has it been feeling this week? Or maybe it's listen. Listening. 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 Or maybe it's caring, because maybe right now it's helpful to just say, this is a time where I'm caring for myself. I'm giving myself permission to not do anything, to not accomplish anything. This is just my time and my space to care for myself. And so maybe your word is caring or loving. So maybe with another few more breaths together, is there a word that you want to say? You can say it out loud. You can say it in your head. Can we eliminate distractions? Can we find our breath? And can we focus on a particular word? Take a few more breaths. And now the tricky part, just silence. The screen's going to go blank here with just a static slide, and we're going to disappear for about a minute. And I invite you to continue the breathing, the mantra repeating, if you have that. Just sit in silence, giving our souls the stillness, the rest that it needs and deserves, that we might be able to hear what it's saying. So let's take a minute of silence together.
There's a shadow in the hallway trying to frighten you. Don't let the darkness surround you. You can make it through. Don't you give up on the kingdom. Think it's crashing in. No, it ain't worth all the worry. They'll still let you in. Someday soon these worries roll on. Someday soon enough. Sometimes the weight of decisions try to bury you. Don't let the shame tell you something that you know ain't true. Just 'cause you feel like a stranger, that don't mean you are. God, I could use a reminder what forgiveness is for. Someday soon these worries roll on. Someday soon enough. Sometimes the cold wind blows. Sometimes the wolves rush in. Don't think the battle's over just 'cause you say amen. 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 Someday soon these worries roll on. Someday soon enough. Someday soon these worries roll on. Someday soon enough. Sometimes the cold wind blows. Sometimes the wolves rush in. Don't think the battle's over just 'cause you say amen. Sometimes the cold wind blows. Sometimes the wolves rush in. Don't think the battle's over just 'cause you say amen.
And so hopefully, even if it's just a word that came up, or a sense, a feeling, anything, the hope is that we have in some way provided an opportunity to listen and notice to what our soul might be saying this morning. So that was the first step, the first stage, if you will. And now we want to move into a practice of honoring that. Honoring that, because one of the most harmful things we can do to ourselves is to sever ourselves into parts. And then not only sever into parts, but then to shame parts of us, or be embarrassed, or repress, or ignore. Our mission here at Sojourn Grace is wholeness. So we want to constantly be moving to that part of life where you can name all the parts of yourself and not repress them or try to cut them off or ignore them, but just, oh yeah, that part, that's there. That's there. Without shame, without embarrassment. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. And so as our practice for honoring that this morning, here's what we're going to do. We've got all these little tea light candles. We've got a lot of them, so you can share as many as you want. And here in a minute, we're going to invite you to, the goal here is that we're going to light these candles for whatever your soul has been feeling. And we'll have, I'm getting a little flustered. What's the goal here? You're probably like, babe, this was your practice. I don't know. I think I'm just overwhelmed with the morning and the moment. So we're inviting you to share with us what you've heard from your soul this morning, what you're feeling, what you're noticing. If you want to drop it in the comment section, you're welcome to do that. If that feels too vulnerable, you can direct message through like Facebook Messenger. And what we're going to do is once you share that word or your feeling, we're going to write
I have one right here
on the candle.
that I already did. It says pissed off on it. Later, there's going to be a camera that focuses in on these,
Yeah.
and you'll be able to see them.
In fact, Ben, why don't you go to that scene
Oh,
now?
I'm going to go to that scene now.
So we'll write
There
the
we
word
go.
on it, and then we will light that candle as a way to honor that feeling. That's the point here, is we're trying to honor all the parts of us. We're
Yeah.
trying to honor what our souls have been feeling.
So I wrote pissed off on this one so that you know that your candle really can't say anything. So whatever you're feeling, that's what you write, and we're going to honor it and light it and hold space for it.
So why don't we do this? Hey, Ben, do you want to just provide a soundtrack for us, a nice light soundtrack? And we're not going to belabor this. We're not going to spend a half hour on this, but we do want to provide ample time for you if you want to share with us what you're feeling, what's come up for you, what are the things that your soul has been saying to you either this morning or this week, and then we're going to honor it together, because it belongs, you belong, it matters, and you matter. So share with us what you've been feeling, and we will
So right
name
now
it.
I'm going to write sadness because that has been shared.
Kate's on Facebook, and I'm on YouTube, so I've got you YouTubers.
So we'll light one for sadness. And then I'm going to write one for loss. Heavy, I see you.
This candle will say exhaustion.
There we go.
Exhaustion.
Heavy.
Okay. We honor the exhaustion in us.
Heavy. Did you say something, Karen? Yes, that would be great.
Overwhelm. We honor that part of us that feels overwhelmed.
Actually, I'm just gonna go like that. No, I'm not.
This is really beautiful, y'all. This is anxiety. Honor the anxiety.
Disconnected. I saw anger, some anger next.
This is related to anger. Someone wrote clenched up. Yeah. We honor feeling clenched up. Shook. Do you feel shook this week?
Disappointment.
Honor those who feel shook. For those who feel ineffective, honor that.
Yes. Wow. That one got me.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Tell me.
We've got lots of candles.
Yep,
Keep 'em
we're not
coming.
gonna run out of candles.
It all
and We're not
belongs.
gonna run out of time, so. Gaslit. I will light a candle for gaslit. Y'all know we live in a culture that culturally gaslights us. For those who are not familiar, the term is a psychology term. It started with the way that men would purposefully make their wives believe that they were going crazy in order to control them. And our culture makes us feel like we're going crazy. Government makes us feel like we're going crazy. When their response to injustice is not what it should be, it makes us feel like we're going crazy. And no one is gaslit more than the most vulnerable among us. So we light a candle for gaslit.
Light a candle for those who feel a deep ancestral rage. Sorry for those feelings. It's not fair. It's not right. But we honor it this morning.
Thank you for trusting us with that. Thank you for sharing it. And on that note, powerless.
Light a candle to honor the feeling of being rattled at what you might have thought used to be stable and predictable, measured and safe. And now, I don't know, who knows? It just feels rattling. We honor that.
Disbelief. It's normal as humans to wrestle with disbelief in myriad ways. Numb is a feeling. Did you know that? Numb is a feeling. The feeling of no feeling, it's a feeling. We honor it.
One person says that they just feel teary all the time. We live in a culture that doesn't always know what to do with the tears. Thinks they need to be hid or wiped away. They're somehow a sign of weakness or emotional insecurity or instability. No. What if tears are the language of the soul saying, hey, there's something to pay attention to here? So we honor that, those who feel teary all the time.
Jealous. So many feelings that humans can feel, huh? We are much.
This is to honor those who feel weary. It's been a lot and for a long time. If you just feel weary, that makes sense. We honor that.
And worried. Weary and worried. Hopeless. You have to feel the hopelessness before you can feel hope. That's how it works. Hope has to have something to stand on.
This is for those who feel disappointed. Is there some structure that let you down? Is there some person, is there some organization, some religious institution that you expected to stand for a certain thing or be a certain way or advocate for certain people? Now you just feel disappointed because it's not happening. We honor that.
Incredulous. That word speaks. Anybody feel misunderstood these days? As you try to do human relationship? As you try to stand up for what you know is right?
For those who feel frustrated, it's just hard and you don't know what to do. Just frustrating. I constantly feel that lately, just frustrated.
Dark is a feeling, and I like that we're lighting it. Gotta have it both. Dark and light. Disgusted. If you're not feeling disgusted right now, I'm sure you're paying attention.
Someone said bullied. The soul. It's like it's being told it doesn't belong, or it's broken, or it needs to be fixed in some way, or it's a problem to be solved, or some other way of doesn't fit in. Just if you feel bullied this morning, we honor that part of you.
fatigued.
Another person wrote scared. If you're feeling scared this morning, makes sense. We honor it and we honor you.
I'm writing, someone shared short fused. And I just want to say I relate. Storming through my house, short fused with my family, and thinking, maybe it's not really about where they put their laundry. Maybe it's more about what happened at the Capitol this week. Short fused. Parent guilt.
Yeah, that's what I'm writing.
Oh, you're writing that
Yeah.
one? Okay. Well, I was just going to say that's a special kind of guilt. That's hell. What did you say for me? Fear.
Parent guilt. I almost said if you're feeling that, parents, but since you're feeling that, we light that to honor it and honor you.
Fury. I like that we have pissed off, we have fury, we have anger, we have
Frustration,
frustration, we have so many
deep
different
ancestral rage.
Yes, we have so many different representations of anger, rage, and I just want to point that out because there should be space for that, and there needs to be, because we won't heal or do any good in the world if we don't hold space for that. Thank you. Okay, doing grief. I'm gonna share a couple of my own. We can, if they're slowing down, we can move on. I'm gonna write, I guess I'll write fire in my belly. Just means a renewed sense of call, renewed sense of awakening, that sense you get that maybe what I do matters more now than ever before.
I don't know if this one's come up, but this is for me feeling just a lot of confusion. Confused. How did we get here? How did we get out of here? How did this happen? Why did this happen? And there's some answers to that. And at times I just still feel confused.
I'm writing one for myself that says mad at God, which is just this, again, renewed sense, but it's there again, of like, why are we here on this earth anyway if this is what we do to each other? That's what that means.
Another person's soul feels shell-shocked. We honor that. We honor you.
Ooh, I just saw embarrassed,
Yeah.
specifically for our country. Which I think is appropriate entirely. It's always been embarrassing, and it just keeps becoming more and more embarrassing that we don't don't seem to be able to actually be shaken awake by rock bottom. How many rock bottoms have we hit in this country? Jaded. Jaded. That sense you have of like, why even like believe in anything and what really matters and what is good and yep.
This is for an individual who is feeling discombobulated. We honor that and we honor you.
Less than enough.
Someone over on YouTube wrote, stoked for Georgia. Yeah. Yeah. We honor that. That
I'll
belongs.
feel that. Yeah. Pandemic stress. It's a special kind of stress, isn't it? Special kind of hell.
Someone's soul this morning feels awestruck. So I light this candle to honor that and to honor them.
Oh, this one said held. Someone's soul feels held.
This candle is for the individual who shared that they feel hateful. And I think this is one of those emotions that we want to ignore and repress. And yet it's there. It's there. And it makes sense. So we name it this morning. We just honor that that is a part of us and it belongs. It all belongs.
I'm gonna write all of that on a candle, Nora. Okay, maybe I will go with uncertain. But Nora said, is it going to be okay feeling also the maybe it's not going to be okay feeling? Both and. So we'll write uncertain. Although I really kind of did want to write that one.
I'm just checking the Sojourn messages to see if any private messages came through.
Also, y'all in this room want to share anything? Cole and I wrote our own candles. Not to put you on the spot, but just if you want to. Nice.
Karen said she feels wholly represented by all that has been shared.
Isn't that what happens? You see everybody else's soul feeling out here, and you're like, same, same. Oh yeah, and same that.
Right?
Same. Oh yeah, and that. Same that. Just the point. Seen. Yeah. Karen said seen. I am going to dare to write hope, because we have hopeless and we have a lot of feelings that represent hopelessness. But y'all and people in Georgia make me feel hope. I think we do have hope. The Senate, the House, and the presidency make me feel at least a little bit of hope for this hopeless country that can't be shaken awake by rock bottom after rock bottom. Karen just said that hope just came through on YouTube too, so I guess this practice is probably stirring up a little bit of that for us. That'll do it.
Feels
Practice
really good.
of hopelessness can stir up hope. Funny how
Yeah,
that works.
feels really good to get all this out. And it feels really good and holy to honor ourselves in this way, to honor you sitting here. There's a lot of heat coming off of all these tea lights. And there's just something beautiful in that sensation as well. The warmth, the comfort that can come in naming those parts of us that we might otherwise not notice because we weren't paying attention to our soul, or we might try and repress because it feels like we shouldn't have that in us. I wonder how many of us would come through, read these candles, and maybe blow out the ones that we don't want to. I don't want that in me. I don't want that. That's embarrassing. And yet it all belongs. It's all part of the beautiful, glorious whole that is you.
I'm writing on a candle, urgent call to action, because I love that. That's what your soul feels. Urgent call to action. I think somebody named Eric just shared that. That is a soul feeling. And the more we allow ourselves to do things like this, the more we'll feel it. We need to. It's hot, huh?
Yeah, feels good. Thank you all for participating in this way. I'll say this is both exactly and also way more than I had hoped for.
Do you think we can leave these and read our communion prayers without setting everything on fire? Because I would like to. I just don't know if it's safe. Do you think we can?
Yes, why don't you get,
Thank you.
And I thought we could even maybe put the candles on full screen so that that's what people see.
Oh, perfect. Okay. For a second. So, I've seen some comments that my mic is really quiet, so I'm gonna really try to talk loud and clear here. So we're gonna participate in. Oh, now I'm making weird noises. Too close around. We're gonna participate in communion now, and our communion prayers this morning to open up communion are a little longer than normal, but that felt important today. So often we come to communion in this church with a spirit of reminding us that we're whole and that we're good and that we're loved and that we belong. And I'm so glad that we do that work because that feels like foundational work so that we can also come to communion and name the things that are not yet whole. And so that's what we're going to do this morning. So just a reminder that this is for sure prayers of confession, but it's not what you grew up in. You don't need to be triggered by it. It's not, I need to be made right with God first before I come to communion. We don't do that here. Everyone is coming to the communion table together, and we are just naming the ways in which humanity is surely broken and the ways in which we are complicit in that today. And that's good. And it sits on the foundation of every week, reminding ourselves that we are wholly loved and that everyone belongs. Okay, so these communion prayers today are prayers to address white supremacy, and they come from infleshed.com, liturgy that matters, infleshed.com. And so we'll just read them and share them with you, and you can just take them in, but I know you don't have it in front of you, but just let it be your prayer too. Pray with us, and then we'll receive communion together, communion elements together, which just to say now, communion elements or anything that you have near you or want to use. So we're using mangoes and sparkling water today. So. Actually, I can do this too if you want to do this one. They're numbered. God, who searches our hearts and calls us to courage. As racist violence against your people and the earth persists, your spirit groans with us over all that is being lost. We come together to lament lives burdened and destroyed, communities criminalized and under-resourced, families torn apart, and lands stolen and plundered. Our lives are entangled in a complicated web of systems, histories, and beliefs. They make it difficult to live as Jesus taught, to lay down our lives for our friends, and to love our neighbors as ourselves. And so we confess. Too often, our fear prohibits us from being bold in love. We do not do enough to hold ourselves, our communities, and those in power accountable to racial justice. Rather than cast our lot with the most marginalized, where race and other injustices wed, our loyalty is often granted to those most like us. Though prophets surround us, calling us to live and perceive differently, we confess we often ignore their pleas. Hear our hearts, delivering one. We do not always recognize the ways we are complicit with white supremacy, but we know that we are, individually and collectively, that we strive not to be, and that we believe by your power we can keep learning, keep growing, and disrupt the cycles of racism that run through our lives, our church, and our world. Forgive us of our complacency and lead us on paths of justice. Not even the forces of white supremacy can overcome the power of love. So rise within us and around us. The kingdom of love may come on earth as it is in heaven. Not one day, but today. Through Christ who liberates the oppressed and frees the captive, we pray. Amen.
Holy One, we know that you are the maker of all. Your hand, your spirit, your glory is reflected in the beauty of your creation, vast in its manifestation of size, shape, color, and personality. Each body blessed with the task of opening our eyes to seeing you from a different angle. We carry in our flesh the wonder of your creative self-revealing. Black bodies are sacred. Brown bodies are sacred. White bodies are sacred, and yet we acknowledge, O God, that white bodies, though created in goodness, have collectively become reflections not only of you, not only of love or justice or compassion or beauty, but also a system of violence, power, fear, and greed raining terror upon others. White flesh bears testament to white supremacy. God of resistance and justice and righteous anger, make those whose bodies have become signs and symbols of white power, make those who benefit from the powers and privileges of its terror, make them hear your call, your demand to live and speak and pray and organize against every manifestation of white supremacy. God, hold accountable all who let you down by letting down their black and brown siblings through apathy or fear or lack of action or selfishness or refusal to own compliance in the violence of it all. God, you call all of us to show up, but help us show up. May we all show up, and may those who are white seize every opportunity to reject each false proclamation of supremacy made upon their skin. It is the responsibility of those who are white to proclaim, both in word and action, over and over and over again, this truth that white supremacy is a lie. White supremacy is a lie. White supremacy is a lie. God, would you fill your people who are committed to resistance? Fill us with strength and courage, and ground us in an assurance that in bearing testament to justice and love and the belovedness of black lives and brown lives, that you are there as well. May you hold tenderly all who are afraid. May you weep with those whose hearts are ripped open by each act of violence or injustice. May you rage with those who wish to tear down every word and structure and symbol of racist power. God, may you give us the discernment to hear what you would have us do on this day and every day until all people are free.
God, though we may be quick to pray for your justice to roll down like waters, we can be slow to accept that it may require something of us. We struggle. Is justice sweeter than security, than survival, than power or comfort? When our hearts are stubborn, grounded more deeply in protecting what is, probably unjustly, ours, in the commitment to collective well-being, soften us. When our legs shake with fear because we've been trained in maintaining the peace, not rocking the boat, or choosing to get along, even when it means upholding harm, give us the courage to act anyway. When we tremble because our words proclaiming the dignity of our own people or that of others may cost us, steady us. When we are seduced by theories of change that protect the harmful at the neglect of the harmed, teach us through your prophets. When we are arrogant or patronizing towards those we have power over, presuming we know their struggles and what it will take to see liberation better than they do, convict us. When we wonder if we are powerful enough, if we are smart enough, if we are brave enough, if we are strong enough, if we are gentle enough, assure us, O God, that together we have everything we need to rise, to rally, to proclaim, to create, to feed, to dream your will into life. On this day and always, wherever white supremacy rears its ugly, evil head, in rallies, in words, in norms, in prayers, in institutions, and in relationships, let nothing take precedence over our commitment to love. Love that overturns evil, love that protects, love that lays down its life for its friends, love that acts in solidarity, love that refuses to compromise on the belovedness of your people, love that confronts, love that heals, love that looks inward, love that shuts down hatred. May our prayers for your justice be enfleshed in our minds, our bodies, our hearts, and our commitments. Amen. Whatever you have with you this morning, we will receive the gifts of communion.
Thank you.
In our pursuit of wholeness. And as always, we love to see in the comments what you are participating in communion with. Y'all eat some fascinating things. I love it. In pursuit of justice.
Amen. May it be. We have a closing song,
Close it out.
Yes.
Band.
and then we'll come back for our benediction. Love you.
Don't cry, you're mine for forever, for forever. I need you now more than ever, more than ever. Heaven lies, sun in my eyes, you make it easy. Don't look away, these are the days, you gotta believe me. When we're lost in the desert night and we're chasing our paradise, when we can't fight another fight, we're gonna make it in my oasis. In my oasis. This life is made for each other, for each other. Cross lines one's mistakes. There's no other head full of lies on my eyes. You make it easy, nowhere to go, I'm already home. You gotta believe me. When we're lost in a desert night and we're chasing our paradise, when we can't fight another fight, we're gonna make it. My way, oasis. My way, oasis. My way, oasis. My way, oasis. As I roam through the wasteland, you're the one thing I need. I see you off in the distance. You're my oasis. You're my oasis. My oasis. When we're lost in a desert night and we're chasing our paradise, when we can't fight another fight, we're gonna make it, make it, make it, make it. Lost in a desert night and we're chasing our paradise, when we can't fight another fight, we're gonna make it. You're my way, oasis. My way, oasis. My way, oasis. My way, oasis.
If you ever feel lost or alone, we'll be your oasis, baby. Here on Sunday mornings, virtually for now, but one day back in person for those who live and or can travel. Thanks for joining us this morning and participating in this Soul Care Sunday as we provided this gorgeous, you can't see it anymore, well, you can kind of see a little bit on here on the edge, but still all this gorgeous light and heat from all of the parts of us that we named and honored. It's beautiful. You are beautiful. Thank you. One more time, as Pastor Kate mentioned, we do want to provide an outlet for action this morning. If part of what your soul has been stirred up is like, I want to do something. Something we can do is to continue to be an organization that funnels people towards supporting those who are doing this good, righteous justice work in the world. And so right here, you can go to sojourngrace.com/donate and just pick the drop-down item that says reproductive justice, and 100% of those donations go to Rehope.
All we are doing is funneling, so it goes straight to Rehope. And for those who want to learn more about what you're donating towards here, before or after you donate, you can go to Rehope. Is it .org? Rehope? Do you know?
Yes.
ReHopeInc.org.
Yep.
And then you can also, sojourngrace.com/racial justice has all kinds of resources, including Anissa's talk that she did at Sojourn. It's right there on that page. So sojourngrace.com/racial justice has all of that there, and that's where you'll learn what this is that you're donating towards. Please donate. Make Black bodies safe in the United States of America.
Thanks for being with us this morning. We're going to close like we always do with our benediction, and this is the words that we send one another out into the week with, this call to bravery, because you are a loved child of God, and nothing can change that. So, you got this. In fact, someone on YouTube, Lisa, says, after this time together here this morning, I actually feel like I might make it after all. So how good is that? So thank you, Lisa, and others for participating in this morning. And then also be kind. Kind out there. Everyone else is also a loved child of God. So, and they're fighting battles in the same way. I wish everybody could have this opportunity to listen to their souls and honor it. But not everybody has the ability or the capacity or knows how. And so that could leak out into all sorts of weird ways. So kindness, just be kind. Next time someone rubs you the wrong way, just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to light a candle for that part of them because maybe they haven't honored it, but I'll do it for them. All right. Someone want to lead us?
Be brave.
Because you're a child of God.
And be kind.
Because so is everyone else. Love ya. Have a good week, or as good as you can, I guess.
Maybe have a good week. How about we'll see